People say you make your money when you buy in property, and it's absolutely true. And in this video, I'm going to show you how. So this is all about breaking down the step-by-step of how you analyze a property and giving you the tools that you need in order to do it. So first of all, why do we analyze properties in the first place? Just buy something and rent it out and we make money, right? Well, yeah, kind of, but that's what really led people astray in the 27 crash. So you need to be buying in the right areas and doing your numbers properly. This is to maximize your returns, it's to strategically plan your tax outputs, it's to mitigate your risks, it's making sure you get the maximum combined returns, or IRR, which I'll be going through, and all in all, getting each pound working harder for you over the long term. Now, with that in mind, when we're looking at buy-to-lets, for example, or any investment strategy for the long term, it is a long-term strategy. So we really need to be breaking down and understanding that we're investing today to best ourselves and better ourselves for tomorrow. So ultimately, this is a 10, 20, 30-year vision, which I'll be breaking down right now. So let me give you a bit of an example with some technology. So I know I'm a bit of a spreadsheet geek myself. We have all these sheets everywhere. And the problem is, it's just not an efficient way of analyzing properties or storing the data. So utilize tech. So the tech that I use is Lendlord. Lendlord's been around since about 2019. I absolutely love the software. Strongly recommend it, by the way. And at the moment, it's completely free. There's some paid for features, but you can look into those yourself. You can get access, and you need to do it right now. So pause the video, click the link in the description or the comments, and I'll pin it to the top. And you can do this going along with me. So download it now. It's completely free. Go through the link and then we can crack on. Hopefully you've done that. So let's jump in. So let's look at this. You can see the Lendlord. This is the original dashboard. You've got invest, manage, and finance. It's absolutely end-to-end tool. It's incredible. But what we're going to do is go on invest, go down the tabs to the rental deal analyzer. And you're going to see what I'm talking about. So I'm going to put in this example, which is 37 Bentley Road in Doncaster, or Donny, as you say. So when we're looking at this, we want to make sure we're actually getting key metrics in. And you can put things down. You can see there's a list of properties there. But ultimately, we want to understand our things. So the first thing I love about Lendlord is that it extrapolates property data from multiple areas. So already by putting this in, I know that it's a mid-terrace house. I know that it's got a D rating, and again I can click on here, it opens it up on the government website, and I can see it's got the ability to go to a B, shows me what's likely to be getting there, what's poor, what's good, what's average, to get it to that C rating if it ever comes in. I've also got the square meterage of the property, and I think that's really important to value a property per square meter. Why, Jamie? Surely a house is a house. Well, no. If you've got a property that's 100,000, on the same street, it can be 150,000. Why? Well, because it's a bigger 3-bed property. So you need to understand your square footage. You need to understand average yield in the areas and, of course, growth patterns, which we'll go through on that. So this is a real property, by the way, that I own, so I can give you some idea and figures. So we purchased this one for 75,000 and rented it for 625. And today, the property value is over 90,000. Now, the reason for this is because of the development in the area, and you want to be picking properties where it's got good capital growth in the area. So, obviously, we've had a harsh year and stuff like that, so we've averaged 5.7 over that. But typically in this area, we're looking at about 7.9% to 10% per year, which is amazing, by the way. But let's put 5% just to be really, really accurate. All right, so we're not going to factor in inflation, although you can if you want, and we're not going to factor in any rental appreciation. The reason I don't do rental appreciation is because it just adds complexity. I don't add inflation because inflation's attacking your money wherever you are, okay, at the same rate. So refurbishment on this one was a relatively low one. Personally, when I'm buying a buy-to-let property, I want the refurbishment to be as low as possible because I want to get it working for me. People do these massive, like 30 grand refurbs, which is fine sometimes, but by the time you've actually enhanced the value, your money's gone down in value, and it's so much stress, it's just not needed. And then, of course, you've got closing costs. Closing costs are your legals, your broker, etc. So we're going to put 1,500 in there. And of course, you're going to have stamp duty to pay, which is $2,250. Thank you, taxman, for helping us out again there. So we're going to go down here. We typically invest at 75% loan to value. So what is loan to value? Loan to value is essentially the bank or the lender is your business partner in every transaction. And the cool thing about this business partner is they will give you 75% towards the house and only ask for a little bit of interest. Now, the mortgage rate we've got on it is about 4.5, but I'll leave it at 5 right now because that's likely where we're going to end up being. So you can see there's no mortgage fees on that. And by the way, usually when you get a mortgage fee, it's incorporated into the loan as well. So you don't pay that up front. So on the operating expenses part now, you can see why this is so much more powerful than a spreadsheet, right? It's all in one place. So we're going to have some landlord insurance, about 25 quid. No service charge or ground rent. Remember I said I don't like buying flats. I like buying houses. The reason for that is because I don't like leasehold properties where you don't actually own the ground beneath it. You've got service charge to pay, ground rent, etc. I don't pay utilities. We don't have the maintenance on here because it'll be newly done, but I'll put 50 quid in there. And then we're going to look back up the top. So this is where it's super, super powerful in the fact you can see your first year returns where I'm making 9.82 cash on cash return, which by the way, where can you get that right now? And what I'm really interested in, like I said, is the long term is this figure here, the long-term ROI or IRR, 19.17%. IRR, what I've simplified it to is combined returns. This is where this is taking account of your rental investment and your capital growth, which you should take account of. Now, I'm going to show you something really cool on this. And by the way, if you haven't downloaded Lendlord already, get on it now, click the link and make sure you're actually going along because it does so much more than this. Obviously, I'm just giving a bit of a demo and showing you how to actually utilize analysis. But let's say interest rates went up to 7.5%. Well, it's going to kill the cash flow, right? So let's go all the way up to 7.5%, and suddenly we're only making 100 quid. It's not that much, you know, 1,200. But notice how little the long-term return on investment is. And the reason for this is around 80 to 85% of your money or wealth in property is made through capital growth. A majority of people go cash flow, cash flow, cash flow, but that's not actually how you make your real money. It's through capital growth. The cool thing you can then do with this is you can create a report and it generates this all the way down, as you can see. How cool is this, by the way? So I've not uploaded photos into this, obviously, but I could upload them there. It's got the where it is location. It's got all of the numbers, operating expenses, first year metrics, long-term metrics. And of course, you can see all of this down there, which I think is absolutely brilliant going all through this. And again, look at this, a holding period breakdown where it breaks absolutely everything down. Now, if that doesn't turn you on, I don't know what will. But seriously, the thing that I love about this is you can do a load of things off the back of this. So you can share the analysis with other people and send it to somebody. You can export it as a PDF, export it as an Excel spreadsheet, or you can then consult with one of their team for free. They'll give you guidance on it and how to finance the property and get everything else in place. So the reason I love Lendlord is it's everything in one place. And yes, I am pitching it because I actually use it and I only ever share stuff that I use. And the fact that this is free, I think, is absolutely ridiculous, okay? So you've got absolutely everything you need to look for. Now, personally, what I'm looking for is that yield number and the IRR number. Tip for you is the IRR should be double figures. If it's not double figures, I'm not going to move forward with it for me or my investors. The other cool thing with Lendlord is the fact that it's an all-purpose tool. So I'll just talk about how you can actually use that because they are their own bridger as well, what that means is they're not a bridging agent. They're not like talking to all of the other bridgers and putting fees in. They are the lender on bridging and they've got access now to 48 different banks for the mortgages. So if you're looking to build your portfolio aggressively, then they can provide all of the analysis, all of the management back end. They can fund it through bridging if you're looking to add value through a buy, refurbish, refinance, and they can exit you onto a mortgage as well. And as you can see, you can put some basic figures in here. Say I've got maximum loan to value you're looking for. Maybe you're looking for 75% loan to value. And look at the pictures on there, by the way. See how they narrow down, shows you can get up to 100% value there as well, which is pretty cool, right? So I'll go with 75%, go from my income tax band is going to be at 40%. I live in England. I'm not going to go through the full thing here, guys, but you can go through it and they will give you a call to go through more detail all the way through that and get you applied with your right broker. So I'm not saying you need to use that, but by the way, that's why Lendlord's free, because that's how they'll make money getting kickback from lenders. But that's just the analysis part. Obviously, it's got watch lists, it's got auction houses, you can target repossessed properties, you've got absolutely everything in there, and you can also go and manage your portfolio from here. So I put 10 on just as an example of 10 of my properties, which you can see there. And again, all of that has a breakdown within it, gives me insights, gives me direction, and then obviously I can look at the financing route. So, do I love Lendlord? Yes. Am I going to scream about Lendlord? Yes. I think they're absolutely incredible, and I think you need to get on them. But the main thing I wanted to show you from this is the actual assessment, the analysis of the properties that we're looking at when we're going through this. And just a top tip again, look at the yield, look at the capital growth, because that is going to add up to the IRR, the internal rate of return, or what I like to call combined returns. If you're new to the channel, by the way, and you want to find out more about property investment, I really hope this has been of value. It would really help me out, and we can measure the success of this video by hitting the subscribe and the notification bell. And if you do get 2 minutes, just hit that like button. 2 minutes, 2 seconds to hit that like button. It really means and helps to grow for the channel. And as I said, if you haven't got Lendlord yet, it is completely free. Click the link in the description. I'll put it in the comments and pin it to the top. And of course, I'll see you in the next video.